is really important for me in any project is the architecture identity. My job is very personal, so any project is something new. We never copy, it's always an evolution. I never design piece just to be cool. I try to work more with the shape and the proportion of things and not with the materials. I think that kind of fluidity of volumes and light and small surprise area or details what keep you interested. I've done projects different from the residential, private apartment, house, villas, and a few restaurants. When I feel that we are in a perfect moment, the project for me is finished, and I'm sure that every decision we made are the perfect one. I grew up in a family involved in construction. My father was a surveyor. I learned about buildings, codes, experienced some time in the sites. I realized I was not interested anymore in that kind of stuff. The passion for architecture came to me slowly. I decided to go back to university. I keep working, so I developed my experience while studying. And at the end, when I graduated, I was already working since 10-12 years. I think the first complete and mature project of my career was in a small village close to Biella, where I had the chance to develop the whole project. It was an existing farm. It was a restoration plus an addition of contemporary details and materials, and until the interior design and lighting and custom furniture. So what was really interesting for me was a way to elevate my level. We started to renovate structurally, and we conserved the shell of the building because it was under protection of historical rules and codes. I introduced a new element all around the building outside. It was a metallic porch, and that was something that generated discussion with the village hall. I fight with them because I said, show me what is the typical porch you build in that kind of building. Before propose any project, I really research a lot. And when I convinced that the balance between the old and the new is correct from my point of view, I'm sure that it's correct from the architecture point of view. I felt the contemporary of this building. It was built 15 years ago, or maybe more. So it really reflects my way of designing, and I felt the perfect proportion of everything, for the volumes from the staircase and the lighting. It takes minimum 1 month for getting to the project and getting in the right ideas. I start getting some inspiration from a movie, from a picture, from a magazine. And then, of course, you start create the first layout, you prepare the first presentation for the client. Sometimes few options, but the first one you design is the best. So after this proposal and we agree with the client, we start with the second stage to get the approvals, check all the codes. We do it to create a team with the mechanical engineers, landscapes, depends on the project. That project is another scale for us in Italy. It's an existing villa, was built 50 years ago. We are transforming the house in a more contemporary, few additions. I have to keep the roof structure because of the codes. I ended up to the idea to keep just the roof shape with the same material and same colors, and this horizontal border on top of the walls. And then everything inside will be new flooring, layout, lighting. It's really important to have a developed process in any project because you have to follow and respect the stages. You have to control three-dimensionally everything. You can be sure about the result. The small architecture on the hill will be probably my masterpiece because it is something that was really complicated because it's a protected area and we started from a small rural building. decided to keep this existing building like a ruin, and I designed something that came from the land, goes up on the landscape. That idea, I like to capture a volume of air. That's probably the name of that art would be cubo d'aria. It's something that we designed everything from zero, and it was interesting to get this approval from the Heritage Commission because it's something that was unusual for that kind of land. I was very happy about that. There is a psychological part of our job, which is the relation with the clients. At the beginning, you have to fight to create a concept and to find the agreement with the client, to convince him that it's a good way, and you finalize the right solution. After that stage, they like to talk, and everybody likes to say something about design, style, aesthetics in general. You understand that it's not there though, but you get some suggestion from another. So you have to fight again. The horizontal villa is very important for me because it was built in a land just close to my house, where we grew up, something that is always in my mind, in my memory. So I wanted to keep that skyline. There are two volumes, one with an inclined roof and the other one a little bit up, following the natural land. Is flat and is for the bedrooms. In the vertical villa, it was an existing small house owned by a friend of our family. It was built by my father for the father of the actual client. I designed the new house for them. We were kind of second generation, and we couldn't create big addition because of the regulations. We just put a vertical addition of 3 meters for the 2 floors, and then we introduce a new small volume on the roof, and then we create a beautiful pool and a big terrace facing to the wood in a metal structure. So the house now is full of terraces. The difficulty is to keep this balance between the architecture and the function. You have to take the risk to push in one direction, the risk to fight strongly in a correct way, to convince them to go in that direction. So if the result is not that one they wanted, it's complicated because they are investing a lot of money. When you show to the client that they are sure about what you do, you have no problem to approach anything, they feel that they are protected. So far, all my projects got great results. So I still receive nice words from clients. Some of them, they say that I changed their life. That's the best thing you can receive. When you do a project, you leave something of yourself. But at the end, I'm working for the architecture. I'm not selling services, I'm trying to sell architecture. I try to do something for the client, okay, but maybe in 10 years the client will sell the house to another family. We live space, we live architecture, it belongs to everybody.